Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. In studio, we are joined by Paul Eckheart, and he is the L. Ron Hubbard Award recipient, or one of them, for the 2014 Writers of the Future contest. Excited to have you in studio. Paul, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here. And first off, congratulations for receiving such a prestigious award, and one that many would like to receive themselves. So welcome to the show. You received this April 13th, correct?
That's right. It's been about 8 weeks.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit. This is the little statuette we've got right here. Tell me about what was that like for you to receive this?
It was really surreal. I mean, as far as I know, there's nothing else like the Writers of the Future Awards in science fiction and fantasy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the black tie gala. Everybody's in the tuxedos,
like Hollywood
gowns.
style.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how fun! And I hear there was like over 1,000 people that attended. A really big deal. That's awesome. And we're just showing a little bit of that right here. But I mean, wow, what a neat thing and the accolade to have, and to be amongst so many other wonderful writers as well. I'm sure you had met some great individuals there while you were at it.
I did. Really, the award is more about the relationships with the professionals, the judges that we meet after the workshop during the day, but also the other winners of the award. It's kind of a close-knit group by the time you get through that week.
Wonderful. Share with me a little bit of the criteria that you went through in submitting. And the story you won for is called Shifter, which is here, and this anthology, which is a compilation of fellow winners, correct?
It is, yes.
Okay.
All of the winning stories for the 30th year of the contest are in the anthology. And yeah, Shifter is, it's about a shapeshifter. It's a family of shapeshifters. And one of them goes off in search of his missing brother. And it's about the problems you might encounter if you go out looking for someone, and they could be literally anyone.
If you happen to have that issue, it might be kind of tough, I'm sure. Oh, that's wonderful. So how long did it actually take you to develop that storyline?
The core idea for it came out of a writing exercise I did about 3 years ago. And I was just curious. I wanted to know if I could take the voice of the narrator and over the course of a page or two, just subtly change it so that it sounded like someone completely different. And that was just a writing exercise. I didn't have a story to go with it. But around a year ago, I heard about an anthology for fantasy stories called Fantastic Detectives. And I had that writing exercise in my back pocket. I knew I could do that. And just that idea of fantasy detectives clicked in my head, and that's where it all came together.
Oh, that's so neat. I love that you're able to have this, all these neat stories right here in this one book. I wanted to mention too, not only was this a Future Writers contest, but also for illustrators as well. I'm going to go through a couple of these, and we have, so each of these illustrators, they had images that correlated with the individual stories, right? Yeah,
the illustrators, their submissions are, I think, three pieces of art. And then once the winning illustrators are chosen, each of them is assigned one of the stories from the anthology.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm trying to find yours right here. Can you find it for me?
Yeah.
We'll look for the Shifter image. But as you're looking for that, I'm curious, in the mind of a writer, what is that, here, I'll hold it up so we can see it over here. But what is that process like for you? So here's Shifter right here. That's the image that correlates with his story. But tell me a little bit about what that is like, as you're going through putting these ideas to paper. I mean, that can be quite daunting for many people, this white page or white computer screen. Where do I start? How do I start? How does your inspiration keep coming?
Well, for me, a story always begins with a character in a setting with some kind of a problem. And so really I can take anything, like during the workshop. The instructors for the workshop send us out to the LA Public Library one day. And we just walked down the nonfiction section and reached out and pulled down one of the books at random. Flipped open to a random page and took an idea from that page.
That's a good idea.
And we had to combine that with a random object. Like for me, they gave us they gave me a shell casing from a gun. And then an interview of a random person on the street. And those three ideas just mashed together helped feed this, and then I started off with my character in a setting with a problem. And I tend to write my way into a story. So I had those three things, kind of wrote about 1,000 words just to get where I was going with it, and then threw that away and started over.
Oh, okay. I mean, because like you mentioned, you write yourself your way into a story, but others, I hear they have the outline, they figure it all out here, and then they do it. So you're saying you kind of approach it a little differently.
I am. I guess you call it organic writing. For me, it comes more naturally that way. I have background in improv theater, and so that's the way I'm used to thinking. You approach the middle of the stage, you start doing something, and then the other people come on stage and just add a little bit at a time until you figure out where the scene goes.
Oh, how exhilarating, I would think, to put your ideas to paper, and in this case, allow so many people to see what you put on paper. And along with that, I'm curious, for those out there who are looking for advice on ways to get started, even as a writer, if you're looking to be published, any advice that you would have for people as they approach, I mean, to many, a seemingly large obstacle?
I started off writing plays in high school, and entered the Utah Young Playwrights Contest, and that kind of fed this desire. Got some good feedback from that. But to really get going as a writer, I think what you truly need is someone who likes to read the kinds of things that you write. I was in a writer's group for a little while where every single person in the group was interested in writing zombie stories. And that was great for them.
Sure.
It was. It wasn't the kind of thing that I really enjoyed writing, and because they were all focused on zombies, it didn't turn out to be the best group for me. So I needed to find a group that read the kinds of things I like to put out. And once I found that, then I got some really good feedback on how to develop things and how to keep it going.
So you're saying attach yourself to a network of people, join a group where you can get feedback and kind of get those creative juices going.
And it doesn't even really have to be a writer's group. I think what you really need is a reader, someone who can give you that good feedback on where things are getting slow or where things don't hold together very well. And
one thing that's interesting that I also wanted to mention to you guys, Paul here is not just a writer, he's a software engineer. Is that right?
Everyone has to have a day job.
It's true. Well, you have like these two opposite sides of, complete opposite sides, two sides to this coin here, which is quite fascinating. So it's nice to have you here today. Thank you for your time. And once again, congratulations on your award. And where can we find this anthology as well as more about your writing? I've seen it in several of the Barnes & Nobles around the valley. And of course, it's available online from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any of the major retailers. And also, if you want more information on the contest, you can go to writersofthefuture.com or pauleckheart.com as well. Eckheart with an H. That's right. Remember that. All right. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for joining us. We hope to have you back soon, and good luck with your future in writing, because it takes a lot of dedication, that's for sure. Thank you. Thank you. We'll be right back after this break, and when we do, we're going to share with you guys some of our photo recipient, or rather those who participated in our photo contest here on the Mountain Morning Show, and also one who is receiving a gold pass to Utah Olympic Park from us, and that can be you next week. We'll be right back.